What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel, IGTV, YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how to build business credit utilizing gas cards. So this is probably one of the most overlooked ways in which you can build business credit without having to, go through net vendors where you have to spend money. With business gas cards, you actually can, start building business credit utilizing, these gas cards for just everyday gas purchases that you would use within the normal scope of your business. So I'm going to go over a list of several ways that you can start building with gas cards. So the first one that I always recommend is Fuelman. So Fuelman will generally, based on all the data points that we've gathered, they'll give you a no PG gas card, usually starting out with $1,000 limit, and they'll give you net 7 terms. So one of the nuances with that is if you're actually in the business of transportation. So this would be based on your SIC or NAICS code. So those are essentially business classification that's used to identify the type of business or industry that you're in. And so what we've seen is that businesses that have SIC or NAICS codes that are related to the transportation sector will generally get a higher limit on gas cards in general. So, and that makes sense because, if you're not in, if you don't have a fleet of vehicles, then, there's no need for you to have very high limits as far as gas cards. So Fuelman's, one. And then also, there's the Shell Fleet. And so there's a couple different versions of this card. So you have to make sure which one you're applying to because they have different variations based on the size of your business. But generally what we've seen is that as long as you have, 2 years in business, then they're not going to ask you for a personal guarantee. What they will do is, if you're with less than 2 years, then they'll usually offer you a secured version of that particular car. And so, and this is typical with WEX fleet accounts. They'll ask you for a deposit to put down, and then after 12 months, they'll review your account to see if they can transfer you to an unsecured version. They'll give you your deposit back. So yeah, just one thing to keep in mind, 2 years, based on when you filed your articles of organization, whatever date that may be, 2 years, no PG. And this is a revolving, so it's actually a credit line, whereas Fuelman, you have 7 days to pay. Here, it works as any other, revolving credit card. And then one thing, you can only use this at Shell Fleet. Fuelman, you can use it at any station that's within their network. So that's just kind of how that works. Another one, a good one, is Flying J. So they'll give you, usually no PG, even for startups. That's a good one. And then next, so we have BP Solutions. And these are all kind of similar. Texaco /Chevron. There's ConocoPhillips. There's Circle K. So these are just, a handful that you can get. And, generally, like I mentioned, they won't typically just flat out deny you. If you aren't able to get their unsecured version, they'll offer you a deposit. So it's usually going to be a $500 minimum deposit, but they report to all three business credit bureaus. So that's one of the great things about it. And again, it's still your money ultimately. So what you could do if you have, some excess capital, you can open, apply for these for ones you don't get accounts with. You can just open up the deposit, give them a deposit, and just wait, until you're able to unsecure. But in the meantime, you have these accounts that are basically, building business credit for you. And like I said, they're not going to just flat out deny you. And I guess, our philosophy is if you go through the process of getting these inquiries on your business credit report and they offer you a secured option and you're able to do it, then just do it. Remember, this money is still considered a deposit account, an asset on your business balance sheet. So just remember that. So this is one way where you can build business credit just using gas cards. If you don't want to go through the process of, wasting money on net vendors just to go through the motion, this is an option, and it's especially more relevant to businesses that are in the transportation industry. So that's all we have for today's video. If you have any questions, you can email us info@creditplug.com. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And until next time, y'all take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.